and welcome to Own Your Value and Earn Your Worth. My name is Megan Tull, your host for the show. And this show is all about giving you a weekly dose of inspiration and motivation so you can grow both personally and professionally and start owning your value and earning your worth. So, would you like to learn how to captivate your audience? Well, I have 7 simple strategies for you to do just that. So each of us present ourselves on a regular basis, whether it be sharing about what you do in your business, or maybe you're interviewing for a new job, or presenting a PowerPoint presentation to a potential client or your supervisor or board. All of these are great opportunities to shine and can really catapult your career or business. So you want to make sure that you're ready. So today I would like to share with you my 7 top strategies that will allow you to stand out when you are sharing or speaking to a professional audience. So the first strategy is to engage your audience from the start. You must give them a reason to engage with you. So you typically have about 30 to 90 seconds to grab their attention. Now, some speakers might use a joke. Now, this will work very well if you can pull that joke off. So, if you have great comedic skills, this might be a great option for you. If you don't, it can really be a huge flop. So, you want to make sure you're comfortable with that strategy if you want to do that. What works for most is to start with a powerful and relevant question. And this will allow your audience to really get brought into the discussion. A tip, and something that works really well, is to refer to 1 or 2 audience members by name throughout your presentation. Now, if you don't know anybody in your audience, what you can do is prior to the presentation, if you're able to walk the room and introduce yourself to some of the folks there, then you can remember their name and refer to them later in your presentation. Now, the second strategy is to be animated. You want to make sure you're animated in both body language and vocal delivery. You want to resist the temptation to hide behind the podium. I know it's a place where you might feel safe, but it creates a barrier between you and your audience. Also resist the temptation to stand in one place. You want to kind of work the room a little bit. Something that works really well with an audience of 20 people or more, and I highly suggest that you try this, is to actually go down in the audience and engage with them where they're at. And then you can take it one step further, maybe put your hand on somebody's shoulder as you're speaking. I only recommend doing this to somebody that you personally know or have met before, because it might be something that might freak somebody out if they're not comfortable with that. Now, the third strategy is to provide value. You want to make sure that you're addressing a specific problem or challenge that your audience may be experiencing right then and there, or they have most likely experienced in the past. And throughout your presentation, you can offer a solution to that problem or challenge. Make sure that you're offering actionable steps that they can utilize right away and implement moving forward after the presentation. Now, the fourth strategy is to really be mindful of your delivery. So the delivery is very important. No one wants to listen to a stiff, monotone speaker. So you want to attempt to have a pleasant vocal quality. And there's 4 main areas that you want to keep in mind. So the first one is to vary the tone of your voice. The second is to vary the volume of your voice. The third is to vary the speed in which you're talking. And then finally, learn to pause when appropriate for greater impact. You also want to keep in mind any distracting habits that you might have. Some people may, pace around when they're speaking, or men, if they put their hands in their pockets, might jiggle change. So this can really distract your audience from really focusing on the message you're trying to share. So a great way to discover if you have any of these distracting habits is to either have a friend or family member watch you present your speech or presentation, and then have them give you that constructive feedback, so then you can make the additional or necessary changes to those, or eliminate those distracting habits. Or if you don't have a friend or family member to watch you can videotape yourself and watch it back, and then you can see if there's any distracting habits that you may want to eliminate. So again, be aware of those distracting habits that can really sabotage the success of your presentation. Now, the fifth strategy is to dress the part. Do you look like a leader that others will want to follow? And does your attire make you feel confident about yourself? You want to make sure you're wearing clothes that are appropriate for your industry or the culture that you're in. You always want to make sure you look just a little bit nicer than your audience. And stay away from any really busy patterns or distracting patterns or accessories. The sixth strategy is to keep your content fresh. Avoid sharing the same stories over and over. Make sure you mix it up, or maybe put a different twist on it. A powerful tool can be to include current events when possible. Perhaps something happened that day or that week that's relevant to your topic and might be able to allow you to reinforce the reason for your discussion. You also want to make sure you're modifying your presentation to your specific audience. And this really just requires a few tweaks and changes. The bulk of your content can remain the same. Last but not least is strategy number 7, which is practice, practice, practice. You want to make sure you're rehearsing your presentation. Now, this isn't just reviewing your notes. This is allowing you to know your information inside and out, backwards and forwards. What questions you're going to ask, what stories you're going to share, or case studies you're going to share. When will you vary your tone and volume? Where will you look and when? What is your call to action? What are the next steps you want them to take? By practicing and rehearsing your presentation, you will look and sound much more polished, and you will feel very confident going in. So just to recap these 7 strategies, I'm going to go through them again so you want to write them down. Number 1 is to engage your audience from the start. Number 2 is to be animated. Number 3 is to provide value. Number 4, be mindful of your delivery. Number 5, dress the part. Number 6, keep your content fresh. And finally, number 7, practice, practice, practice. These strategies will allow you to engage and win over your audience. So go out there and shine like the star that you are. I want to invite you over to my website, megantull.com, where you can learn more about the services that we offer. And really, there's some wonderful tools and resources and free gifts for you to take advantage of. So again, go to megantull.com to access your gifts and get all kinds of information that will help you grow personally and professionally. So we'll see you next Thursday at 10 a.m. Central. And until then, be courageous, take inspired action, and share your gifts with the world. Bye-bye for now.